Hey, what's up, guys? It's MLB The Show Collector here, and I've got an MLB The Show 17 wish list for you today. What you're going to be seeing in the background is clips and screenshots from this year, and near the end I'm going to be running out of them. Yeah, you're pretty much going to be staring at a blank screen, but I will still be talking, and this music will still be playing in the background, so don't worry about that. So, without further ado, let's get in this. I'm going to start with Road to the Show, move into franchise, and especially I'm going to be talking about DD. So, let's get into this. Road to the Show. One of the things that I really want to talk about is a more arcadey type mode, make it an option. So, what I'm talking about here is I would like an option to play like a more arcadey style, meaning I would like the ability, like let's say, okay, you're in the big leagues, but you have to stay with the same team for 6 years because that's how arbitration works. I'd like an ability to not have to worry about that and be able to just jump into free agency. Now, if you'd still like these realistic settings, you can go ahead and keep them on, of course, but for people wanting to just play for whatever team they want, get traded whenever they ask for it, that's, what I'm, would be something that I'd like for them to add. And if you would like it to be more realistic, there should be an option for that as well. That's basically it for Road to the Show. That's really I don't play it that much, so that's really the only thing I can say about it. Moving into the franchise, one of the things that I've always, one of the things that's always kept me from playing it is it's really annoying re-signing players in the offseason, because you have to go through your entire minor league organization, and I know there's a way to just sign contracts for your team, but it signs it for the big players too. Sometimes it doesn't offer contracts to the guys you want to offer a contract to, and sometimes it offers contracts to guys you don't want to offer to. I don't know. Do I really have a solution to this problem? No, but I'm hoping that somebody could come up with this for me. And by the way, what you're watching right here is I accidentally added in this clip twice, apparently. Okay, so, and another thing is I want a more realistic situation. It's so constant that you have players who, you have teams who are really good, and then they end up losing. And then it's also it's common enough to where you have a team who's not supposed to be good, and they end up winning. And it's just really, really annoying. I mean, just make the better teams win, make the worst teams lose, make it very simple. Obviously, there should be surprises every now and then, but not as many as there are. Now, finally, DD. Now, this is the part that I really want to go in depth into. So, one of the things that I really want to point out is the ability to set lineups versus both-handedness and be able to save them. So, one of the things that I do in DD is I allow myself to create. What I do is I set a lineup versus righties. That's how I preset my lineup. But when there's a lefty on the mound, I have to just go, and it doesn't take that long. It probably takes around 30 seconds, which isn't that bad, but it would be really nice that as soon as there's a lefty on the mound, it'll give you a preset lineup that you set against the lefty, and you can edit it from there if you choose to. That's also an option. So now one of the other things I'd also like is we're going to go to Conquest here for a second. I like Conquest, by the way. I just want to say that. But one of the things I think they need to improve on is explaining to new players how to play it. Because I can tell you right now, I didn't have any issues with it. But I know some people had issues figuring out how to play Conquest. And that's just something I'd like to see, added is an easier way to learn it. The other thing that I'd like to go into with Conquest is I'd like rewards for every time you beat it. It's really annoying because if you beat it once, you get that 10-pack bundle, but then you get like nothing else. By the way, we're going to like screenshots now, so yeah. So I think I'd like it if it was like a 10-pack bundle every time. I think that seems reasonable. I mean, you could probably flip for 10,000 stubs in 3 days anyway, and that's probably going to be how long it's going to take you to beat Conquest if you grind. So, at a reasonable rate. So, I mean, I think that's about all I have to say. Like a 10-pack bundle seems fair after every time you beat it. I mean, and it's not a very reliable way to get cards either, but just something, if somebody beats Conquest again, it would be nice to get a decent reward out of it, or two, something like that. Maybe even you get a gold player if you beat it. I don't know, just something. One of the other, now we're going to go talk about BR, and I'm going to be talking about BR a couple times here. One of the things that I'd like is a guaranteed tier level rewards in BR. It's so annoying winning, for a 9 win, getting a crappy silver flashback, It's really annoying to go into games, and for your 12 when you get a shitty gold flashback, because there's some gold flashbacks that just absolutely suck, and you get them sometimes, and it's just annoying. So one of the things that I'd like to see is guaranteed tier level rewards. Like what you're gonna get. It's not that random, just something to guarantee it. One of the other things I'd like to bring up is an ability to search for teams in extra innings. It'd be really nice because it's when you're trying to play a specific team in extra innings, it can be a pain in the ass trying to search for them. Sorry, by the way, I ran out of video clips and screenshots to put in here, so this is why now we are in this blank screen. So yeah, that would be nice. So you're guaranteed maybe a diamond player for your 12, and a gold for your 9, silver for your 6, and bronze for your 3. So you can't get lucky anymore necessarily, but it's more guaranteed. So you can't get a silver for your 3, you can't get a gold for your 6, you can't get a diamond for your 9, but then again, you're not going to get any of those shitty rewards either. So, just saying. Another thing, man, I just went from extra innings to Battle Royale, sorry about that. Now going into trading. Now a lot of people want to see a trading system, but obviously I know why it hasn't been put in, because they're worried that it's going to get exploited, which I understand absolutely completely. I think the reason they think this is going to get exploited is people are going to trade diamonds for commons and exploit it for stubs. Here's my solution: is as soon as you trade a player, it becomes immediately unsellable. I think this is fair. So if you're looking for a player, like let's say you already have a diamond third baseman, but you need a diamond, or you want a diamond right fielder, and a person already has a diamond right fielder, they have an extra, but they need a diamond third baseman, you two can trade. Either whether it be strangers or your friends, you can trade players, but they would become immediately unsellable, so you cannot exploit it. I'm sure you still probably could, but not to the extent that you could if they were still sellable. Another thing that I'd like to see is a wagering system. Here's how this would work. You could not do it against your friends, just like BR. I guess you could technically try to play your friends in BR. I've done it a couple times, and I've actually gotten it to connect with my friends, but it's not that easy to do. But it is possible, and but one of the things that I'd like about a wagering system is that it cannot be done against your friend, meaning it's not even possible for it to connect against somebody on your friends list. But what you do is you put in, like, say you want to wager 2,000 stubs, you could put it in that you want to wager 2,000 stubs, and you can play somebody else who wants to wager 2,000 stubs. It gets put into the pot, and you are given the winner's given 4,000 stubs, and because both people are subtracted 2,000 stubs. That would be really nice, and it's not a very easy way to exploit it, and it's a good way to make stubs if you're good. But I think one of the things that would make it fair is either have it matched up by head-to-head rating, or have it matched up by team overall rating within a 2 mark. So like, you can't play somebody who's a 93 overall if you're an 81 overall. You can only play somebody who's a 79 or an 83 if you're an 81. Those are the maximum distances. One of the other things I'd like to see is another type of BR. Now, one would be a basic BR, which would have weaker rewards. And because, I said the guaranteed tier, I'd like this to come into play here. The basic, you'd get a common for your 3, bronze for your 6, silver for your 9, and gold for your 12. You cannot get any diamond players from this, but now here's what I like about this. First of all, it would be a cheaper buy-in. It would be a 500 stub buy-in. But you would be taking the pack out of the equation, and you would only play players who are in your rating range, meaning you're not going to be playing players who are really good, and you're not going to be playing players who suck that much more than you. It would make it a little more fair. Maybe it'll take a little longer for the matchmaking, but that's the price you pay. The other option is you can do a premium draft, which is basically just the current day, BR, but it would have that guaranteed win format that I like, that I had mentioned earlier. But I would call that premium, and you could play players of a lower rating or a higher rating. It doesn't necessarily need to be the same rating, but it would be nice if they were, of similar rating. By the way, the music by now should have stopped. Don't worry, I just didn't want to add one because I didn't want to trim it because it's a pain in the ass to do one here. So yeah, I don't have an advanced video editing software on my computer, so I'm using Share Factory. It's just a pain in the ass to trim the music, so that's what's going on here. But we're almost done here. One of the things that I'd like to see in DD is, or just in the game in general, is an advanced bunting system. It's so annoying when bunt cheesers show up to the ballpark. One of the things that you can do to prevent this is make it so you have to put the PCI on the ball to bunt it. Even if you're using directional, this would eliminate bunt cheesing. Most likely because it's going to make it a bit more of a challenge, and also the PCI size would be based on the bunting ability. So that would be something. And if you're going to drag bunt, it's going to make it a lot harder because you only got a split second to put the PCI on the ball. So that's something. Now this is something really tiny and it almost just seems like something for me, but it's really annoying when I lose the first game of BR because I played Jesus himself. I think you guys know what I'm talking about. And you want to just quit the next game, take your pack and move on, because who's going to play that many more games just to get a stupid bronze card? Is there 3? So, and maybe win 6 in a row to get a silver. So I would like just to allow, an ability to just forfeit your draft in BR and take your current rewards as they are. That would just be something nice. So that's basically all I want to say. I'm going to be posting this on the MLBTheShow.com or the ShowNation.com forums. See if we can get some devs to see this, and hopefully some of these ideas will be implemented into next year's game.